今天来到咱们恩雅的这一个大师之夜，我将要采访一位我们的速弹大师，猜一下是谁？就是我们这个签名款的拥有者，就是我们的Igor Paspalj。Yes， 我们首先非常感谢Igor Paspalj，他在演完整场以后，最后在现在12点还来做这个采访，欢迎你。
Thank you so much, and thank you for all fans here in China and everybody who listens to my music, and I love it here. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for inviting me.
OK， 好。那我想问一下Igor先生，就是其实我发现您的演奏啊，就你在弹琴的时候，我发现你的力度，特别是你右手拨弦的力度非常的有力。然后我在心想，如果你用这么有力的去演奏，它肯定会很困难，但是你又能做到了。我想问一下，您为什么会选择用这种方式来演奏
？The trick is, in order to develop, aggression in your picking and that kind of strength, you need to. When you're practicing very slow, people tend to make mistakes. When they practice slow, they kind of play, very soft. The trick is, whenever you're practicing, to try to dig as hard as possible in the pick. The reason for that is inevitably, while you're increasing speed, your movement is reducing, so your strength, you're also losing your strength. That's why it's very important when you practice slow to also really dig into the pick to maintain and develop that stamina and strength with your right hand.
OK， 那这样子的话，我能不能有个这样的请求？我想看一下你的拨片是多厚的。
There's also one trick. I use the pick 2 millimeters, you see? It's pretty thick.
Okay.
2 millimeters. Now, one trick I can let you know, and a lot of people doesn't know that. So, look, when you buy the pick, brand new pick, it's very important to always play with the same side. What I mean, for example, like a coin, if we have a leather and head, you see here says gloss, on other side says flow in this particular pick. So when you start with the new pick, always, for example, put your thumb on gloss. Never turn it around. The reason for that is everybody picks a little bit differently, different angle, different style, and you want your bevels to form exactly on this side as per your downstroke and this side as per your upstroke. And then you will see after like 10 days of you playing, your pick is gonna feel very smooth if you play with the same side because it's gonna form by your picking technique. See in this side downstroke how it's...
Oh, okay.
And here is not. Because it's always downstroke. It's gonna make your pick basically beveled more than your upstrokes.
Yeah. 好，那我们继续问哈。我发现您的演奏呢，其实除了快以外，我发现您的时值是非常准的。我想问一下，这个其实对于很多玩速弹的人来讲是很难的一个事情，您是怎么做到的
？With the timing, everybody is always gonna say to you practice with the metronome, which is good, but I prefer. I always give advice to practice with the drum beat. With the drum machine instead of metronome because you get the same effect and it's not that annoying and people doesn't like to practice with metronome because this is very annoying. The tick, 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 it's very annoying. But instead of that, you just, it's so simple, open YouTube or any VST program or something, you just play the drum beat. Just simple drum. You get the same effect and your practice routine is going to be much more enjoyable and even if it can even, by practicing some licks inspire you to get some cool riff or something because it's a live real instrument. It's not annoying ping, 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 right? So
好，然后呢，其实我看你有翻弹了我们国内非常出名的2首曲子，一首是《我是愤怒》，另外一首是《海阔天空》。首先，我当时看到你演奏的时候呢，我是不敢相信是他弹出来的。因为我觉得他就是速弹非常的厉害，但我没想到他弹旋律也是这么的好听，所以我的疑问就是，您是怎么把这个速弹跟旋律做这个平衡的
？Yeah, it's basically just balancing your melodic side and your shred side. The problem with a lot of shredders, why they're not melodic, because they kind of have a feel they're gonna miss something if they play a little bit slower melody. So they're trying, to push their boundaries as much as possible to give everything in these 2-3 minutes. They don't want to miss anything by playing slow. They just kind of feel it's very weird. It's something in psychology. So that's why a lot of shredders are very boring because they just want to play super fast. They doesn't want to spend a little bit time to playing because they think that people are gonna say, look, they're playing slow. It's kind of, I don't know, I saw a lot of people with the problem with that. But basically it's just, a matter of gonna be much more interesting, a much more musical guitar player if you're balancing melodies, themes with improvisation, which can be shred, fast parts, with the slow melodic parts and everything in between. People are gonna like your music much more because, just shredding, it's just not interesting, it's get boring very quickly.
OK， 好，那我下一个问题就是，您平常练习的时候呢，除了你会关注在速度上面的东西，您还会关注一些其他什么样的细节呢？
One very important stuff, again, a lot of shredders are kind of neglecting that, is vibrato and bending. When you're a shredder, 100 people are gonna sound exactly the same when they play, for example, one fast line or fast lick. They're gonna sound, no matter how different players they are, if they execute this, this lick, they're gonna sound pretty much 95% the same. But you take some 3 melodic notes, Gary Moore, put Yngwie Malmsteen, put Blackmore, put any player and let them play, you're immediately gonna hear the vibrato and feel how they're playing. That's what's gonna separate you from the rest of guitar players. That's what's giving color to your playing, not fast, shreddy line, because everybody's gonna play that who is technically able, same. But some slow melody and the way that you bend the string, the way that you do vibrato, how expressive is it, that's what separates you from the other players.
好，那么其实我们都知道了，其实练习这个速弹是很枯燥、很无聊的。我相信很多朋友们在练这个玩意的时候都被那些东西给打败了，因为实在是每天在重复一个事情，很崩溃。我想问一下，就是您当时是怎么坚持过来的？能不能给这些正在想去学速弹的朋友们一些建议？
Yeah, I mean, just to be as versatile as possible. So basically, organize your practice routine, you practice your speed, develop your technique, but also listen to melodic guitar players. Try to play, play around with, with the melodies, play around with the different compositional techniques, like, playing in augmentation, in diminution. There's a different ways, to variations. Play a lot of with the variations, how to do variations on a simple theme, like for example, Paganini 24 Caprice. And you have simple theme and how to do variations. So that's gonna basically develop your creativity, so you're not gonna just, run over the neck up and down, and get into that trap, that boxy trap of just playing like that. Yeah, basically.
Okay, the last one.
Okay.
其实您是我们很多人心目中的这个速弹的英雄，然后这一次您也跟恩雅一起合作了您的签名款 Inspire 的吉他。就是我想问一下，您为什么会跟恩雅一起合作了这款吉他？然后这款吉他有什么吸引您的地方
？Started working for Enya some 4 or 5 years ago. They sent me the first guitar. It was a Enya X4 Pro, the carbon fiber acoustic guitar. And then eventually they came up with the Nova Go Sonic, which was great. It was exactly the smart guitar that players needed. It's made of carbon fiber composite. It has a DSP processor inside. It has an effect. It has a speaker, but only thing for me was I'm not an LP guitar style of player. I need my tremolo. I don't like this, pickup selector switch that is here because I change the pickups all the time. When I received that guitar, I was, making a review and playing. I was like, oh man, this is amazing. I wish they make like a Strat style guitar version with the tremolo. And lo and behold, maybe it was a year and a half. You correct me, please. They came with Inspire line, and one of their representatives actually contacted me and said, we want to do a signature. I said, yeah, that's what we're waiting for. And to answer the other part of that question is, yeah, that's exactly, I mean, it's something that everybody, especially traveling musicians or, musicians on the go should have, because it's super simple. You just bring your guitar and you have a speaker inside. You can connect your backing tracks, phone. You can, play through metronome, drum beat. You have a distortion, you have amp simulations, you have a delays, effects. You don't need to bring anything in order to play, in order to lay down some demo ideas, in order to practice with backing tracks, even with USB cable to record it into your computer. So basically, you literally don't need anything else.
明白。再一次感谢我们伊葛先生这么晚12点多来做这个采访，真的是非常感谢你。然后我们就对着我们最后的粉丝，我们就最后说一下拜拜吧。OK，
拜拜，谢谢 China，
拜拜。